Ooh, this last one is spicy, y'all. Ooh. It's reaction time! These are 5 paint colors that are apparently going out of style in 2023. And I can't wait to talk about it because I got a lot to say about this one. Amanda Lauren over at realsimple.com wrote this article, and these are 5 paint colors that she thinks are just out of style. Don't even bother using them. I did a bit of cheating this time and looked ahead because I was so curious to see what 5 colors are out. I mean, this is my wheelhouse after all. Paint people, do me a solid and poke that like button for me if you like paint color as much as me. Don't know if it's possible. You never know though. Anything's possible! First up is any shade of gray. Ta-da! Gray is bad, everyone. And look, okay, I get it. We're sick of gray everything, but I still think gray in certain circumstances, in certain use cases, is just fine. The fact that she says any shade of gray, and we all know there's way more than 50, am I right? I think one of the magic things about gray, if there is one, it's the fact that it's so varied. In fact, you could argue that nearly any color can be gray if there's enough gray in it. There's a whole section of colors that are called tones that are essentially a color with gray mixed in. Anything that's desaturated and muted, essentially. So this is most of neutral colors in general. And that's a lot of colors. A lot of colors that are still popular and I still recommend to this day. The one thing I will concede on here, and I do think it's what the author was maybe getting at, was the traditional neutral gray. So there really is no strong coloration to it. It's not a grayed out green or blue. It's just gray. It's like cement gray, it's steel gray, it's concrete gray. And I think what is sort of past us in the design world is the heavy reliance on gray, making your whole house color just one continuous gray or a couple shades lighter or darker. We're definitely seeing more color, more earthiness, more warmth, and everything is cyclical, right? There was beige, then it became gray. We're back to beige again. Next up is white. Never thought I'd see the day. White walls, they look clean and neutral, but can also be incredibly sterile. Now it's funny because in this example here, she's talking about white walls looking very sterile, even though they're nice and clean. But the example, the actual picture she uses are good old white cabinets. So I don't know if she's saying that white cabinets are going out too, or maybe not. Who's to say? I do think there is some overlap between white and gray, where the traditional interpretation of each color is sort of moving away from the zeitgeist. People want a bit more nuance to their grays and their whites and all their neutrals. So instead of a stark white like Chantilly lace, or high reflective white, or ultra pure white, maybe you go with a Swiss coffee, or an alabaster, or a cameo white. Something that has a little more to it, rather than going straight for the brightest white you can get. We're moving on to pink. Oh, pink's gone out of style, y'all. I guess I'll have to repaint my guest bedroom. Now this one I do agree with. I think, the whole craze of pink being so popular because of social media, millennial, glam, even grand millennial, all those types of things that utilize pink in the main areas of your home. I think that is sort of moving away. I still love pink as a color. And to speak off the record, I don't think of it as a little girl's room color. I think there's more to it. There's more nuance. It is a light version of red, and red is like the most passionate color you can get. There's a lot to pink, and you can also go with the more aggressive bubblegum pinks, but then there's like the softer, peachy, almost orange tinged pinks that are barely there, and they just create this nice, light, atmospheric look. That's what I went for, and I love it. I love it in my guest room. Gotten a lot of compliments too, at least to my face. I think we're taking a little break from living room pinks, but I still think it's a great color. Red is up next, which is pink without all the white added in. Now, what's interesting about this color is maybe red, like this red is kind of out, but we're seeing a ton of terracotta, orange, those earthy kind of clay colors, which are all red based. So I think we might eventually be over it because we're so into it now, if that makes sense. So this one I partially agree with. Apparently, navy blue and dark green are falling out of favor. It is interesting to me because I often lump these two together. I always say, yeah, navy blue looks cool in kitchen cabinets, but it probably exists already in your neighbor's kitchen and your friend's kitchen and all over Instagram and Pinterest. So why not change it up and go forest green? To me, I do think that both colors are pretty timeless. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon, especially on a kitchen cabinet. But it just goes to show you that things that are very popular can be overdone and can become less popular. But none of this matters if you love it. Just focus on that. Go with what you actually enjoy. Ideally, won't repaint next year. Try and give yourself at least 2 or 3. All in all, although I don't agree with a lot of what was said here, pretty good article, Amanda. I'll leave it in the description down below if any of you want to check it out. And this is my favorite dark green, probably in the world, and it's by Benjamin Moore. You gotta check this color out. It's amazing.